What's up? Thanks for joining us tonight for this special additional live training. I wanted to go live to get a little tactical tonight. We missed a few things and I want to make sure you're not left behind. So get your pens out, get ready, because we're going to have some fun tonight. Listen, let's just face it. We are in the digital economy. And it kind of, all right, just say it like this. It kind of sucks, right? Or kind of hurts when you see other people out there crushing it, like seemingly building like a legacy, building fortunes in this space. And you wonder to yourself, how? How are they doing it? Why are they doing it? Where do you jump in? It can kind of hurt. I mean, I'm using the word hurt because I just remember what that felt like when I thought other people were getting ahead. Other people had an unfair advantage. Other people were moving forward, right? We are in the information age. We are moving forward. And when you're not alongside of them, when you feel like you're working your butt off and you've got so much to give the world, the frustration or the hurt really becomes, where do you start? Like, how does this become a reality? How do I do this? People online look like they're having fun. They look like they're impacting lives. I want in. So tonight, I thought I would sit with you and share the 3 tactical strategies. I'm using the word tactical. I know some of my friends love tactical. Some are like, that's too complicated. But really, if you feel like you don't know where to start, if you feel like you would love to make more impact, to have the opportunity for success in the digital economy through work on the specialized knowledge industry or the self-education industry movement, I'm going to show you how to join that tonight. I'm going to show you how to enter with confidence. And here's the thing. I talk to so many people, and sometimes people say, well, I would do that stuff online. I just don't know how to post on Instagram. I don't know what filters to use. I don't know if I should have a Facebook account or a YouTube account. What if it had nothing to do with that? What we're going to cover tonight is the real deal. What we're going to cover tonight are the 3 steps that will change everything, will change the way you feel completely about entering the digital economy, entering the knowledge industry. And I'm so excited to share that with you. Again, I hope you're in a good place that you can grab a pen. This is my journal that I have all my notes in here. Just so you guys know, I've been geeking out and obsessing over this for the last 4 days. I've read over our team and ourselves, I've read over 1,000. We've read over 5,000 comments of what you guys need so you can gain that confidence to not be left behind. The worst feeling in the world is feeling like you're left behind, like you missed it. And listen, here's the cool part. The digital economy is not going away. The information age is not going away. The knowledge industry is only growing. So it's either you get the capabilities now and the confidence to do it, or every year you're just getting further away. And we're not going to let that happen. We're going to condense time. I mean, that's what KBB is all about. But tonight, we're going to break it down. Now, here's the 3 things we're going to cover tonight. You might want to write them down. You ready? Number 1 is, how do you know what to offer? How do you know what to offer the world? You want to be out there and get some? What are you offering? What is that thing you are going to share? Number 2, I'm going to make this really complicated. How do you sell it? No, it's not complicated. How do you get people to say yes, raise their hand, pay you, and get them in this world, right? And we're going to break it down. It's a really cool art versus science, so be prepared for that. And number 3 is, how do you operate it? Whether you're starting or you're already in business and you want to scale, if you don't have the capabilities or the skills to operate it, it doesn't work. And my bet is, if you ever were excited about something, ever had a course before, ever were like, I'm doing this, and then it just didn't pan out, it's because you didn't do that last piece. You didn't operate it. It doesn't operate on its own. So I'm going to be looking at my notes a little bit tonight, but this is what we're doing. We're going to get tactical. And the first thing I want to share tonight, the first part, we're going to get right to it. I'm going to do this whole thing in less than an hour. So stick with us all the way to the end. And I promise this will be fulfilling. Okay, there could be other words, but I'm going to say fulfilling, could be rewarding, could be eye-opening, could be confusion killing, whatever you want to call it. Okay, number 1, you must, and I'm going to frame this. I'm not just going to say, how do you know what to offer? If you want to enter the knowledge industry, if you want to enter the information age, you must know what you're going to offer. And I'm going to break that down tonight because that was one of the biggest questions you guys asked. I don't know what I would sell. I don't know what I would offer. So I'm going to do it in 2 ways. I'm going to do it through my personal experience, and then I'm going to break it down for you. Okay, so if you guys saw, we're on the live the other night or not, but I entered the information industry, the knowledge industry, because of Tony, right? That's why Tony and I are doing this now. Knowledge changed our lives. If we didn't get in the knowledge industry, if we didn't learn from other people, where would we be, right? So I buy an infomercial, I buy a product off of his infomercial. A few years later, I'm like, man, I want to be in this space. The dude took my money, right? He gave me information and it shifted my life forever. Like, how could I not want to be in that industry? So now I'm like, what am I going to offer? At the time, I was doing really well with cars and real estate. I picked cars. Now that seemed so big, right? Like, I'm gonna teach people how to make money with cars. That's big, right? But then I said, no, I'm gonna help people make money with used cars. So we chunked it down a little bit. Then I said, well, I don't know how to just teach that in general. What allowed me to be successful? Now, I'm sharing through my eyes. I'm gonna give you this whole process, so stick with me. Then I realized I had this little unique thing I did when I didn't have money. I used to run ads in the classified ads. Yes, I'm dating myself, like newspapers. People used to read real paper. It's embarrassing to even say that. It's that and smoke signals, right? But I used to run classified ads, and I'd say if you try to trade your car in and they gave you no money, call me. I'll get you more money for your car. So people would call me all the time and said, I got this 1990 Buick, and they offered me $4,000. Like, I think I can get you $5,000. Can you give me 3 weeks? And then I would run ads and do all these things to sell it. So long story short, I had this unique way to match buyers and sellers. So when I launched that, I wasn't just in the car industry, not just in the used car, not just any used car. There was this little niche. And when I discovered that little niche, I had the confidence to say, I'm gonna do this. And it was scary as hell. Come on, I bought Tony's course. The guy had been doing it for 20 years. He already impacted millions of lives. I'm literally working in a collision shop during the day, trying to make this work. I had 2 phones on my desk. One was for that, one was for the collision shop. And I shared that, and I got in the knowledge industry. And then I did the same thing with real estate. But this is the part I think can really help us today and help you understand my next evolution. Because after I shared how to make money with cars, I shared how to make money with real estate. And I went on to be one of the biggest in the world of teaching real estate education, how to invest in real estate the way I did it, right? I niched that down too. But then my next transition was the scariest ever. And I think it relates most to you and most to what I want to teach tonight. I'm going to go stand up next to the whiteboard and because I draw terribly, but this will, I think, really show you how this works for you. Okay, so if we look at the world, right, there's 7 billion people. Sorry if my back's to you, but there's 7 billion people in the world, right? And when you think of going after 7 billion people, that seems so big, so huge, right? So I decide I want to go in the personal development business, right? I've been teaching personal development forever. I was doing real estate, but I knew people needed what was going on between their ears to be adjusted. I knew you could give somebody a great opportunity, but if they don't take it to the next level, it won't work. So I wanted to be in this industry. So I look, now it would be micro, but I'm gonna break it down. So there's 7 billion people, but let's just say this is people that are into personal development, right? It would be smaller than that, but let's just say there's that many people in personal development. But then I started thinking, I'm not Wayne Dyer. I don't teach like Wayne Dyer does. I'm not Deepak Chopra. I don't know how to get your chakras aligned. I'm not going to teach you like Michael Singer, who wrote The Untethered Soul. I'm not good at meditation. I'm not great at yoga. That's part of personal growth. Another part of personal growth that I love when people do, they have relationship programs. When I was building and deciding to go into personal development, my relationship wasn't that good. In fact, I knew I was on the verge of our relationship ending. So I didn't want to talk about that. So you're thinking, all right, what is there, Dean? Then I started thinking, what makes me good at personal development? Why do I want to teach it? And I started going from personal development, and I started to think what was ideal to me. Now, this is the part you really got to understand. At this point, so much of what I learned about the personal development or the success industry came from being the reporter of other people. I obsessed on Tony Robbins stuff. Now he's my dearest friend and my partner on KBB. That's why we're obsessed and built this for you. But I obsessed on Wayne Dyer and Eckhart Tolle and Jim Rohn and Dale Carnegie and Earl Nightingale and everything you have, new stuff like my buddy Brendan Burchard and high performance habits. I geeked out on everything I could for 10 years, maybe 15 years, and then I put it into play. Now, this is the part I hope relates to you, is when I started analyzing myself, like, how did I become successful? How did I overcome those obstacles? How did I go from living in a trailer park and living in a bathroom with my dad and no college education and no money? How did I create 13 companies and a multiple New York Times best-selling author? How did I do that? And this is the part, I'm sharing this about me, but I want you to think about this. I want you to break it down. When I started thinking how I overcame those things, how I got through a mess, I started realizing these little nuances that were mine. I might have learned them from other people, but they became mine. I don't know about you, but I have two voices inside of me all the time, right? I have a voice telling me, you're not that smart, you can't do it, it's the wrong timing, it's too complicated, there's too many people in the industry, this isn't the timing for you, it's not the right president, the recession is gonna come, it takes money to make money, your friends will be embarrassed, your family will think you're nuts. I have that voice. And I also have the voice that says, shut up to that voice, that you can do anything you want, that you shouldn't listen to people who aren't qualified to teach you. I also have the voice that says, we can do this. I have a voice that looks to a bigger future, even though I have no proof. I find courage in saying, this is the future I want. Maybe you have this same voice when you think about entering the digital economy, entering the knowledge industry. Maybe the same voice. Listen, I just had a conversation with KBB members, and they're like, I had that voice too, but they're like me. My voice, I called it my inner hero, was just a little bit stronger than the other one. So I started thinking, okay, that's my thing. And I just came up with it, but I have an inner villain that's telling me I'm a loser and I'm not gonna make it and you're an imposter. And I also have an inner hero that says, shut up, we got this, we can do anything we want, we don't need resources, we could be resourceful. So I'm sharing this for a reason, because then all of a sudden I realized, hey, that's mine. Okay, I can teach people how to kill that bad voice and awaken their inner hero. All right, I'm feeling this now. And then I realized that I have failed miserably in my life, like more than you could ever imagine. It's so great to be up here now. I love the fact we're impacting millions of lives, touch it, multiple books, all this great stuff. But man, I've failed miserably. So as I was analyzing that, I realized, and this, again, I'm talking about me, but I want you to start thinking through these little nuances. I started thinking, wow, I'm an obsessive, solution-based thinker. When things go bad, man, I get upset for a little time, and then all of my energy goes on the solution, right? If you spill the milk, you can go, why did it spill? Is it gonna smell? Just go get a new glass of milk and a towel. Come on, let's work on solutions. So I know this sounds simple, but I started identifying these. I started identifying the things I did to gain confidence when I shouldn't have any. How do I gain courage, the courage muscle to take the action even when there's no proof it could work? Now, I'm telling you all this because the more I identified, I was intimidated going from real estate into personal growth. I'm no Tony Robbins. That wasn't my thing. I'm not Wayne Dyer, but I'm Dean Graziosi. And I have my message, and I have my personal growth, and I have my ability to create success even in the wake of no hope. And though I was nervous, I realized one thing. When I put all that together, what allows me to move forward is different than those guys. I create a state of mind that I become bulletproof. I could chew through a wall. I do what I must to make it happen. I play like I'm 10 points down, and I'm the underdog that's gonna make it work. And I came up with a training called the Winning State of Mind. Now, I was a nervous wreck when we launched it, and at first I put it out there and I'm like, oh, people aren't gonna love it. It went on to be a monster hit, because here's what I wanna show you. I didn't go after the 7 billion people. I didn't go after the personal development industry in a whole. I didn't go after just straight up old school PD, which is great, right? I went after this little tiny niche of people that wanted success habits. They wanted a foundation. They wanted it real and raw. I don't go as deep as some people. I don't go as deep as psychologists. I know how to fire you up though. You're having a bad day, things go wrong. I could make you run through a wall. And when I identified that little tiny niche, now it would be smaller in the real world, but that niche is still millions of people. Millions of people. And all we did was market to them, to that little group. And it went on to be one of the best trainings ever, one of my most successful courses. In fact, it was so good, the Winning State of Mind, in case I'm just being transparent with you guys, went on to lead to become the book, Millionaire Success Habits, one of my best-selling books of all time, over 800,000 copies. Maybe we're heading towards 1 million copies right now. This was the foundation, the thing I was most scared of, the things I was most afraid of. It was scary when it was big. It was less scary when it was smaller. And then as the smaller I got, the easier it felt. Now, I'm talking about me. I'm going to share a story of, we have so many different people doing this, but my wife, she's doing her first training next weekend at 9 months pregnant. It's amazing. She's been telling me she wanted to do it ever since she got the bug. When she first thought of the hair industry, it was too big. She's like, I don't want to be in the beauty industry. I don't know if I could do it. And then we talked about, what about specifically the hair industry? And it got smaller. And then we talked about, well, really her specialty is extensions. She's like, and I watched her face. She goes, oh, I could teach extensions. She went from, I don't know if I could teach, like my wife's a badass for lack of a better word. She's a boss babe. And I know the boss babes are watching. She was like this, and then I said extensions. She got like this. She goes, oh, I could do that. And then I said, well, what kind of extensions do you teach? And she said, this one specific thing that does this. And I watched her come alive. And here's the thing. That's how you identify what it is you should be teaching. You keep just shrinking it because the world has gotten so small that even though it's the hair industry, it's extensions, it's a certain kind of extension, there's still potentially millions of people that want just that little thing. And that's when your confidence goes through. Come on, Dylan, let's come back over here. Now, here's the different avenues that you can do that. So if you know how to break it down, now the 3 ways to make this real for you is you're sharing your own stuff. My wife, next weekend, she's sharing her own stuff. When I did the winning state of mind, I'm sharing my own stuff. We have the girl that I love this niche, it just sticks out. The girl that was an artist, right? Artist is big. And then she said, no, I want to help artists break through when they're stuck. Oop, it got smaller. And she said, no, I want fearful, daring artists. They're going to paint with wolves. Whoop, tiny little circle. In the old days, how do you find all those people? Classified ads wouldn't do it. But we have social media to find the exact people, and there's still countless people. She's doing workshop after workshop, painting or doing artistry breakthroughs with wolves. Boom, boom, boom. Again, so you're either the expert, not really the expert, you're the person sharing your own stuff. That's the first thing. The second is you're the reporter or you're the interviewer. Now, I've seen people, especially we have this data of the last year. Like, here's the thing I want to share with you guys. KBB is the answer. It truly is. I just have to unlock you to see it. I want to show you this path because, listen, with all the people we have in and watching their lives change, I've watched people become the interviewer. Just go around and interview experts in a niche they love, and that's what's making them a living. That's how they're making an impact. That's how they entered the digital age. That's how they found out what they want to share and how they're creating success for their family by interviewing other experts or reporting on other experts. But you still would do the same thing as what I did with the winning state of mind. You still niche it down so much that the smaller you get, and we're going to learn the next piece is how do you sell it, right? The smaller you get, the easier it is to find the exact people that want it. And here's the cool part. I want to tell you. When you do that, and write this down. This is cool. I didn't make this up. I've heard this for years. But the best definition of marketing is attracting those you want and repelling those you don't. That's the best definition of marketing. So when I launched the winning state of mind, oh my God, it brought out the coolest people on the entire planet. Like people who bought that, the comments, the feedback, it was like tens of thousands of people just like me. Because I really identified that. When this woman's painting with wolves, they all are the same. When my wife teaches extensions, they're all going to be the same because we can communicate. And whether you're doing that in person or you're doing that online, you're going to attract the people that are going to make you feel at home. Like Cheers. Everybody knows your name and they're glad you came. And the last part is others build a community. That was a really big one. You're the facilitator of bringing people together. Like Lisa, I shared her the first night, another Lisa, not my wife. She brings women together in the business community. She has this incredible community helping women bust through the barriers to take their business or start their business to a whole nother level. She's the facilitator of this, but she still niched it down. It's not just women in business, boom, 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 smaller, and then she knows exactly what to share. Here's the thing. When you dial this in, guys, this is when you find passion and purpose. Now, I know you don't just want passion and purpose, but how cool is it to do something meaningful while simultaneously being in an industry that is skyrocketing, right? One of the fastest growing industries in the world, an industry that if you don't jump in now, you really could regret feeling left behind. So that's my advice for really narrowing down and discovering what it is you need to offer to the world and how you're going to do it. Your own stuff, someone else's, or you're going to build a community where you bring people together. And here's an exercise. Write this down. That I just wrote an exercise at the end of each one I thought was cool. Tonight, go on social media and just ask your friends, hey, what do you think I'm good at? Like really simple. Don't tell them why. And you're going to get, I bet you'll get a common thread and you go, wow, I am good at that. And then use this exercise. How do you niche it down? Okay, number 2. You have to learn, and again, I could say, how do you sell it? But really, you must learn how to sell your thing. What is that thing, right? For me, when it was personal development. For now, it's KBB, right? I've been in the personal growth, the specialized knowledge, self-education industry for 23 years. Tony for 42. We needed to offer this to the world to show you how to get in, right? But what's your thing? And the biggest miscommunication, misnomer, if that's I don't think that's a word. Okay, is that if you build it, they will come. That's a line from Kevin Costner's movie, A Field of Dreams, right? So if you're in business, if you're already in the knowledge industry, and you're looking to scale, you need what I'm going to share right now more than anything. If you're on the sidelines scared, like I need to get into the digital economy, I want to be in the knowledge industry, you need what I'm going to share right now more than any other thing I could teach, and I mean that. Because if you build it, they won't come. It doesn't matter how good the book is, how good the community is, how good the mastermind is, how good your virtual call is that you're going to teach people to do your thing so you could save them time, you could have them start off where you left off, you could have all the passion, all the desire, all the drive in the world. It doesn't matter how good it is. If you don't market and sell, they won't come. It won't be sustainable. But there's a shift, because what if I told you in the next 10 to 15 minutes, I could change the way you think about marketing and sales for the rest of your life? Well, that's my guarantee to you. Because if you love something, if you know it can change their world, then we must learn how to market. But what if we could do it through the eyes of authenticity, the eyes of compassion, the eyes of impact, and the byproduct is more success than any of your competitors would ever feel. That's what I'm going to teach you today. So I'm going to break this down for you in 2 buckets: science and art. When it comes to marketing and sales, science and art, okay? And if you got a journal, hopefully you do. I hope you're taking notes. Write that down, science and art. Not many people break it up that way, but here's the thing. The science side of marketing is what screws everybody up. It's what overwhelms you. It's what makes you feel like I can't do this. It's because you think to yourself, okay, I'm going to go on Instagram and try to find followers and then ask them if they want my stuff. No, maybe I should do paid Instagram ads. No, I heard Facebook ads are best. No, I heard if you get 1 million followers on Facebook, you start doing viral videos. Man, it's so good. Well, how do I do a viral video? Do I need a camera? Should I use my phone? And what do I edit that on? Oh, no, you know what? Screw that. I'm going to do killer videos on a YouTube channel and get lots of followers. Wait, I did a YouTube channel. Nobody's following me now. Okay, I can pay for ads on YouTube, but where do I start? Am I making sense here? All of that is science. All of that is teachable. All of that is a process. There's an algorithm for each one of those. It's complicated when you don't know. When my daughter was born, it was complicated till I figured out how to raise her. When you started anything in life, it's complicated. But here's the thing with the science side. That's teachable. In fact, that's in KBB, every one of those, my team members share. How do you start on Instagram? How do you get more followers? How do you do free ads? How do you do paid ads? Okay, YouTube. Okay, LinkedIn. Okay, affiliates. Okay, with your email. That's all the science side. Now, am I saying it's easy and I could teach you right now? No, but it is teachable and it's a process, and you could legitimately pay your 14-year-old niece or nephew or kids to do it in 5 minutes if they follow the process. If you're over 40, it might be a little complicated. I know, I'm 41. No, I wish I was. But stuff like that is easy for anybody younger. The part that most people miss out, the part that will make you stand out, the part that will make you feel like you have a red shirt on in a sea of black shirts, is the art, the messaging, how you communicate with people with your words, with your video, with your page, with your offer. with your opportunity. And that's what I love. Oh my God, this is my favorite part in the world, because here's what I know. I'm gonna share a little story with you. So I'm in this training with all women. In fact, I saw in the opening my team did, it was that Shanda Sumner, she had an event. It was like, I think several thousand women, all business women in the audience, right? And I love asking this question. I said, who in here is doing their own thing and wants to take it to another level? Yeah, me, right? Awesome. I asked them a couple questions like that, and I said, okay, who wants to impact the world? Oh my God, me. I said, who in here has a little apprehension or even a little scared of, or maybe even hates selling? Like 80% of the room raised their hand. Just the wrong framework, right? Somebody sold them, somebody pushed them too hard, watched too many movies about cheesy salespeople. So I knew it was my job to shift their perception. So I asked everybody, and I said, okay, raise your hand if you said you were scared. So in the front, 3 rows in, this girl raised her hand, one of many. I said, why don't you stand up and share? I said, and I really want you to hear this. Everybody, guys, girls, newbies, those of you who are crushing it and you want to go to another level, you got to hear this. People ask me how I've been relevant selling for all these years, how I've sold millions of books, touched millions of lives. How's that happen? I'm sharing it with you right now. The science always changes. I used to do infomercials because that's what Tony did. I used to do direct mail. I've done Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, all of it. The science always changes, and there's always someone to figure that out. That's why we give you a blueprint. This is the art to make sure someone opens your email, clicks on your ad, goes to your link, reserves a spot, goes to your mastermind, does the Zoom call, buys your course. Okay, so she stands up. I said, so what do you do? And she's like, when I had my baby, when I was, after my baby, I went and I had postpartum, and I felt really bad about myself. I felt like I didn't even know who I was, that I wasn't sexy for my husband. I didn't know how to get back, and everything was about the baby. I love my baby, but it was like about the baby. No one came to see me anymore. So she said, enough. I found a way to get myself out of it and thrive. So now I'm a coach, and I do group trainings, and I help women after women going through that. I help them find their purpose. I help them get back on track. I help them look sexy, feel sexy, make their husbands look at them and drool, and how they can bond to. I got goosebumps because I remember how passionate she was. She's like, I'm like, you love it? She goes, oh my God, I love it. I love it. I love doing it. And I said, okay, you love doing that. Tell me about somebody. And she goes into this. Oh my God, this one girl, she was in the group training, and she's teaching people how to go through it, right? She turned her mess into her message. She went through the mess, she fixed it. Now her message is helping other moms, right? So she said, she's in the group, and I single her out. I could tell she's in a really bad place. And she just tells how she got her looking beautiful, feeling beautiful. She found her inner soul again. She was glowing. Her husband was on fire. He was bringing her flowers, all this great stuff. And she's glowing. And I said to her, so you basically told me earlier, though, you're screwing over the people that need you. And she's like, wait, in her head, she's probably like, I just told you how passionate I am, how much I love it. What are you talking about? I said, you said you don't like to sell. She goes, no, and she put her head down. No, I don't like to market, don't like to sell. She's like, I have Facebook, Instagram. Like, she had the science stuff, but she was ignoring the art. And the art is this. I said, listen to me right now. Do you love what you do? She goes, absolutely. Do you change women's lives? She goes, nobody better. I said that if you don't market, if you don't put yourself out there, if you don't ask people for the money, if you don't get them enrolled in what you do, then only 2 things can happen to those moms that are out there suffering. Nothing. They stay with postpartum. They don't feel sexy. They feel disconnected from their husband. And you don't get to save them. Or someone else, without the heart you have, is going to sell them better than you, and they're going to go over there and not be served at the level you can't. And I just watched, I felt the entire audience shift, but I felt it shift in her. I felt it shift in that moment. I said to her, you have this gift to share. If you do it the best in the world, I promise you, you can't impact the lives you want. You can't serve people. You can't have meaning on a higher level, and you surely can't scale your business. The only way to scale is to know that you're doing something great, and the only way to impact people's lives is to get them to raise their hand, click on your link, give you the money, and come change their lives. And she's like, tell me how to do it. And I said in the audience, I said, who in here went from disliking selling to loving it? And these women went nuts. They're like, me, oh my God. I mean, there was no exaggeration. There was women crying because they were afraid of sales. Their businesses were starving. They knew They knew what they wanted to offer the world. They got that part. They niched it down. They had the science. I know I got to be Instagram. Oh, I should be on Facebook. Oh, I got to be on YouTube. But they forgot the art. You want to ask me how I stay relevant? How I do so well is the art. You see, if you feel like, and write this down, if you feel like you're doing people a disservice if they don't get your product, your course, your book, your training, your whatever it is, your Zoom call, your online course, if you don't get them to say yes, you have to realize you're screwing them over, for lack of a better word. Listen, with the KBB course, I know for a fact if you want to enter the digital economy, if you want to be a part of the knowledge industry, there's nothing better. It is the course that's changing lives around the world. I get to read 120,000 comments a month. I see the impact it's making. People that were scared to death, introverts, tried 10 other courses that never worked, getting in this course, graduating and doing their trainings and going on to changing their lives, impacting others. I see it every day. I feel it. I live inside the Facebook group, and so does Tony. Why do you think we work so hard to get it in people's hands? Because we don't feel like we're selling. We feel like we're doing a disservice if you don't get it. When you feel that way, authenticity goes to another level. Creativity goes to another level. And you don't look like, I got to go out and sell today. It's like, no, I got to go out and impact lives. Oh yeah, cool thing. The byproduct, I get to be in a thriving industry and have a thriving business. There's a couple more things I want to share. And again, a couple of these aren't my quotes, but they're quotes I've been saying for a long time. You need to enter conversations already going on in the mind of the people you want to help. If you niche down, like I did on the whiteboard, you know what they're thinking, like I did with the winning state of mind, like I did with KBB. Like I know what people are thinking, and I want to address that conversation. If you're here tonight, I'm guessing you want to transition, or you want to start a side hustle, or have a side hustle that has meaning and purpose. Maybe you have a business, it's doing okay, but you know there's another level. That's who I want here, because that's who I can help. I can enter those conversations and go, you need this? Here's the answer. You want this? Here's the answer. That's why I'm training on these 3 buckets tonight, because I feel you need this, right? And remember this one last thing too, that I think is really important, is not only enter conversations already going on in their mind, but let people know that they're understood, not when they just understand you. Do you ever watch a presenter or watch a training? And sometimes, and we all can do it, we talk about ourselves too much and you go, oh, they're awesome, but I don't see how I fit in. And then other times it clicks and go, oh my God, that girl gets me. He understands what I'm going through. He's been there, she's been there. They're on the other side. I want what they have. Remember that. Let them know you feel their pain. You've been through their pain. And watch how people flock to you. That's the difference. That is the art of persuasion. And I would never teach this if I thought you were going to sell something bad, or you're going to sell drugs or sell something that would hurt people. Please, please don't use this for anything but good. But when you take this and you get the art out of the way, like I said, KBB teaches you all the art. From Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, anything you can imagine. I mean the science side, I'm sorry, the science. But when you combine that with the art of communication, the art of persuasion, the art of impact, oh, it's a game changer. That's the difference of somebody struggling and someone going to another level. So I got another exercise for you. You ready? I think, let's go over here. Let's go to the whiteboard. Ready? I'm going to sneak it right here. Can you see this okay? I want you to write the pros and the cons of sharing your thing. Whether that's your thing, right? Like winning state of mind, like KBB for me, like when I used to teach real estate. Whether it's your thing, or you're going to be the reporter of someone else's thing, or you're going to build a community, what would be the pros of sharing this? I wrote down some notes here. Let's just take KBB for example. What are the pros that Tony and I sat for 2 years, extracted all of our knowledge, and sharing it? Like literally. I'm being honest, Tony's the busiest human being I've ever met in my life. Like, I think I'm busy. I don't have a moment to myself. That guy makes me look like ridiculous. What are the pros that he had to take the time and we had to extract all this knowledge, right? So what are the pros that could drive us to make this real, right? So just think about the woman who helped the moms, right? What were the pros of her helping those mothers? They'd feel better about themselves. Maybe their marriages would be better. They wouldn't maybe resent their kids. They wouldn't have postpartum. They wouldn't be sad. They'd feel alive and sexy. What are the cons if she doesn't sell or market? that they stay where they are, that they do have postpartum, they feel alone, and they don't know what to do with themselves. That's pretty serious. If that's not compelling enough for you to get in this industry, to be a part of the digital economy through sharing what you know or sharing what someone else knows or just bringing people together, then I don't know what's more powerful. I mean, for us, with sharing KBB, we know it's proven. We've already been there. We don't want, what did I write down? We want to help people get over their fear. We want to jump in before it's too late. We want to maximize their success, minimize their failure. We want to give them the blueprint, optimize their mindset, give them the tools and tactics, like give you the roadmap. Like it could be go on forever. But what are the cons if we didn't share that? That people fumble, that they try to do it on their own, that they miss out, or they get someone else's crappy course that teaches them nothing compared to what we do, that they don't have the implementation tool to make it real. Like we thought of all these things. And I want you to think about it because this, we'll go back over. I was going to write more stuff, but I want you to think about that because this is the difference, right? When you get that motivation of knowing I have to share this. I feel guilty if I'm not sharing this. The world needs it. It changes everything. All right, we're going back over. I forgot one thing. Here's the difference now. This is my little diagram, and I came up with this in my journal over the last couple days. I've never shared this before. But if this is your little dot, and we're going to use this great woman's example who was helping out new moms. When you know that niche, you're not going after everybody. You're just going after that little niche of moms who are going through a tough time. And then all of your marketing, the science, and the art only goes to one place. Here, 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 here. Remember what I said about marketing? The best definition of marketing is attracting who you want and repelling who you don't. What has social media allowed us to do? To find the exact people who need what it is we offer. Right? I didn't have that when I first started with infomercials or direct mail. We couldn't even sort lists. We just sent it to everybody. Now, you can go on Facebook and find new moms going through a tough time. Mr. Facebook, Mr. YouTube, Instagram, they're figuring all that out. I go online, I go on my phone, it's everything baby related because we're 3 weeks from having a baby, and I don't even type anything about a baby. My wife does the shopping. They just know, right? They just know. So we could find those people. So whether that's YouTube, paid or free, whether that's Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or email or affiliates or word of mouth, all of what you're doing is just driving to that little tiny niche that you have the confidence because you narrowed it down like I did with Millionaire Success Habits, that you're either sharing your own thing, someone else's thing, or you're bringing people together because it's a niche that you love. You talk about purpose. You talk about blowing away the competition. You talk about getting in this game and not being left behind. This is the tactics. You guys wanted tactics? These are the tactics. So think about that in your own world. I'm going to erase this for later. That's my fancy eraser, is my hand. Think about that. This is how you get ahead. So let's go back over here. All right. Now the last piece. The last piece is this. You must operate it. You must operate it. This is where most people mess up. They get excited. They want to market a product, a service. They want to be in the information age. Want to be a part of the self-education industry. But they think it'll operate on its own, and it won't. You need an operating system. You need something that can help you do what you need to do starting next week. I mean, here's the thing. You go, all right, Dean, I'm excited. I think I know what I want. I narrowed it down. I think, okay, I understand the marketing now. The smaller the niche, more of my confidence. And I understand that I could do the science side. I understand the art. Oh my God, I'm going to love selling because I can impact people's lives. The pros, I could change people's lives. The con, I leave this knowledge in my head and I get stuck doing the same thing that I've been doing and I don't love what I'm doing. I want to transition, right? I think I got you there. But then I'd think to myself, if I was you, what do I do Monday? Here's what you do Monday. You have the ability to create an operating system, and that's the truth, what we built our Mindmint software for, because you need the process to get people from online that see what you have to offer and love it. How do you get them to say yes, give you money, allow you to impact their lives, and go to the next level? And that's what I want to teach you right now. You see, when you have a process and being a part of the digital economy is the digital process. It's the ability to do business online without having 1 million employees, and having it replicate itself and having the best version of you out there all the time. So how does that look? Okay, so now, excuse my drawing. You niched it down, got the confidence, you understand. This is some of what the wagon wheel, this part we teach in KBB that blows everybody's mind, is how to get each one of these working free and paid traffic. Free if you're just starting off, paid if you want to go to the next level. But what you have to do is, and I'm going to grab this right here. This looks terrible. There we go. Okay, is you're going to send people to a website. And that website's going to have a headline and either a video or copy, excuse me, I'm back to you guys. And it's gonna have a button to get your product, get your service, get the mastermind, join the community, right? Excuse my sloppy writing, join, right? It's gonna have text on why they should be. And what is this text? This whole page is the art, okay? This is the part I want you to really get excited about. This is the art. The science, that's what we built. Our mastermind, our Mindmint software allows you to, through point and click, to build websites. We have multiple templates. Jenna Kutcher yelled at us last year because we didn't have enough feminine templates. So now we got men, women, big, small, every template you could possibly imagine. Having the ability to go in and build a site in moments and modeling it after some of the most successful pages ever, no matter what it is you offer, that is your operating system. That makes the difference, right? When you're driving people, where are they going to go? And here's the cool part. You have the ability to link your credit card, our credit card, through, have the ability to link and collect payments, I should say. That's like point and click. You could start collecting payments, right? But here's the part I really want you to think about. If the science is there and you're not stressed like, do I spend 15 grand to build a website, or what template, and how do I do a headline? When that goes away, when the science is gone and we teach you, then you're over here and you know what headline. You know what video to put here. You know what this button looks like. You know what it says here. But when you say this, you do it through your heart. You do it through those eyes that I taught you, the art. This is where you live inside the mind of your prospect. This is where you enter conversations already going on. This is where you let them feel understood. This is where you let them know that you can help shift their life. This is what will make you stand out. This is why our KBB family members are having so much success, because we help with the operating system. But then, and I wrote this down, okay, so now we drive people to this little niche, and then they go over here and they go to a website and they go, let's just take, I'm using her as an example this whole time. I'm a new mom, and this mom's been through that. I believe she cares about me. I believe she can help me. I don't want to go through postpartum. I want to feel better. Okay, now you go over here. Is it either online or is it in person? I think she did online. So now you're making a decision. They join going online, and I'm going to draw a little arrow here and go this way so I can come back over. So now you have now, is this making sense? I've never shared this before. This has been in my journal. Look at, this is my drawing. Look at that. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, there it is. Okay, it was blown out. So now you have the opportunity here to deliver value. Okay, does that make sense? Now, she's teaching here, whether it's online in person, she's delivering the value on how to help these moms. Again, I'm just going to use that scenario through this. And that's the cool part about even our operating system, the Mindmint software. We created the agenda builder that allows you to swipe in tools, allows you to frame and create the entire 1 day online or 2 days in person using the tools, giving you the format of the story teach tool model. So now you narrowed your niche. You drove people here. They went to a website. You knew what was on there, so people go, hell yes, I'm in. You decided online or in person. Now you deliver value. What's next? You make an impact on their life. I know this is sloppy. You make an impact on their life. That's how you do something in a growing industry and make a difference in the world. But what's the byproduct? You're not just doing this for impact. The byproduct is when that happens, you have success. And crazy success in today's world. And when you follow this model, you don't have competition. If you're currently in this business and you see myself and Tony and other people just ramping it up, what's the difference? This is the difference. And this is what I wanted to share with you guys tonight. This is as much as I could share. Well, I got more, but I wanted to do this in a whole hour tonight, or an hour or less, and show you how to be a part of this community, how to be a part of the KBB movement, use the KBB method so you can enter the digital economy. The digital economy is not going away. The information age isn't going away. Self-education is here. And it can be one of those things where you go, okay, Dean answered my questions, my logical brain, enough answered, I'm in. I'm gonna get enrolled in this course, I'm gonna click the link below, I'm getting this no matter what. Or it could be one of those things where you go, I'm not sure. And in 5 years you go, wow, it's still the digital economy. Wow, the self-education industry is even bigger. And maybe you missed the wave there. And we just don't want that to happen. And again, why I decided last minute, I told the team, I'm going live again. I got to clear this up. I got to get tactical. I got to give them the process so they can see themselves in this industry. So coming back over here. And that's why I'm here tonight. And that's why I would love for you to consider being a part of the KBB movement. So we could teach you all this stuff. I did the best I could in an hour. Imagine when you have each piece. Imagine when you have the ability to have a course that gets you in the right mindset, that allows you to extract what you do through an extraction process. Listen, if I shared tonight how to do that, this is just a quick, I did it in 12 minutes. I was watching the clock behind you. Imagine when you have a methodical process where we ask you strategic questions and it spits out what you're good at. We call it our extraction tool. And then that data, you get to put it over into the software and build your agenda based on your feedback. Imagine being so confident that you got that little niche, you go, I know what I'm gonna share. And then you learn the marketing to attract the right people and go through the whole process. So I would love, maybe through a different lens, to show you the KBB 2.0 opportunity you have to get enrolled now before this offer ends. You know this is launch time. You know how this goes. In less than a week from now, this offer will be gone. And I'd hate for you to miss out. I hate for you to look back and go, I should have done that. And that's why I did this. So let's go through the course. I'll go through it pretty quick. It's the Learn to Extract, Share, and Impact. That is the KBB 2.0. But again, I'm hoping you're looking at it through a different lens now, that you understand how to access this. First off, you get Tony Robbins to set it. And what is that? Really just master your mindset. Become unstoppable. I've done 2 trainings in this too, but listen, is there anybody better than Tony? And here's the cool part. These aren't trainings you're gonna find on YouTube. The only place I've seen him do some of them is at Date with Destiny. That's 10,000 bucks to go, right? This is Tony at his best, lighting it up so you don't miss this opportunity. And the second part is extract it. Just what we shared tonight. This was only 12 minutes. Imagine having a methodical process where we ask you certain questions so you know exactly what you're gonna share. Just like that, like, oh, that's it. That's mine, I'm doing this, or I'm gonna build a community around this, or I'm gonna be the reporter of this. That's how you get it. You'll get the story teach tool model, so you have the confidence to know what to share. You'll get tools that we've learned through all the years of being in masterminds and doing masterminds. You have all the pieces to teach this confidently. And then, of course, after that, that's where you get my expertise, and that's marketing. And not only am I gonna teach you the high level like I did here, how to love marketing, how to love getting people enrolled, but then if you go to the, I don't know if you're pulling this up, the wagon wheel. You kind of saw the wagon wheel here, but imagine having a training from each one of my team members, and I have a badass team, for lack of a better word. They cost me a fortune. These guys I've personally mentored, but you get my Facebook guy. And it's literally like a whole Facebook course for free, growing your own following and doing paid ads for YouTube, for Instagram, for affiliates, for email marketing. You get all these little mini courses that takes away the fear of the science. And then they teach the science, I'll be completely honest. That by itself, by the way, is worth the price of the whole course. They teach the science, I teach the art. When you combine the two, game over. So now, let me just tell you, by the time you're done with that one, with the marketing one, just because of all the feedback, you will be vibrating. You may not sleep. I'm gonna disclaim, you may not sleep that night because you're gonna be fired up from Tony. You're gonna know from our 60 years of experience how to know what to sell, how to sell it. You're gonna know exactly who you're gonna go, and then you're gonna know exactly how to teach it. By the time you're done with that, honestly, you're gonna be vibrating. Like, I got it, I'm in, digital economy, here I come. And then the last part, and you can bring this up, is how do you run it? How do you confidently run a half a day or full day Zoom call? How do you run a 2-day event? We have so many people doing in-person events. I have to tell you, I'm blown away. A lot more people doing in-person events than I thought. We teach both. You could do it in person, or you could do it online. When you're done with that, that's when you know you're ready. That's why this, now that's the first part, right? You have the mindset and all the tactics and strategies. And listen, when we decided to price this, we were thinking, you know, if it was 50,000 bucks, would it be worth it? I'm not kidding you. Of course, we got 60 years. This is the fast way in. You know, Tony gets $100,000 for his platinum group. He's got a waiting list of people who want to give him $1 million a year to coach him. I'm blessed to get $200,000 for a couple hours on stage and all that great stuff. I'm not bragging. I'm just trying to show a reference. This is our best stuff. This is why it's become a movement. So when we put a price on it, I'm like, what could it be? So I'm just going to put a placeholder of $5,000 here. And is it worth $5,000? Oh my God. I think beyond that. But this is where it gets better. This is where it's a game changer. And this is why I wanted to show you tonight about the operating system. We spent the last 2 years obsessing on creating that operating system for you, that implementation tool. So when you get excited and you learn it, you go put it in play. And that's our Mindmint software 2.0. And the first part of this software, we're going to teach you how to use the wisdom extractor and create your agenda. And that you have the ability in your agenda, if you could pull that up, you'll see these agendas, but if that was live, you could literally swipe out a tool, swipe one in. So I don't want to do that at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Zoom call. I want to do it at 11. Boom, you put it down there. People freak out because you don't realize that agenda will give you the courage and the confidence to say, I can do this, because it's right in front of you, right? And that comes after the extraction tool. But here's the next part. Step 2, or the second part of the software, is this is where your marketing becomes reality. This is where you have point and click marketing. This is where you build the website. This is where you take your ideas like we showed over there, and your operating system is this website that you use the art on, the science it's already built. We're using our best templates. Pick from the templates you want. Pick the colors you want. Learn how to write the headline. Learn where to put the video. Learn how to attach your merchant account. Use your own URL. Have a CRM to watch all your customers come in. We built you an operating system that I can use. I'm 51. I hate technology. My son could use anything. He's 11. I'm not. I obsessed. Listen, we spent over $1 million, documented by my accountant, or I couldn't say it, on this software. And you have the access, you have the opportunity to get that software and have the thing that'll literally run your business. I'm going to skip that. These are some of the sites. We did a little video and showing you all of them. It's literally nonstop of all the different websites you could build, but it's point and click. And then the last part is your event roadmap. How do you have a personal, this is the best way to describe it. Imagine having a personal assistant on your phone that has been doing events for 40 or 50 years and knows exactly what to do on each thing. That's how we built the software. And you can have it on your phone to help you get through your first event with confidence, or if you're already doing this, take your 20th event to a whole nother level. This is the operating system that you need. This is the operating system that means you don't need anything else to be in business. And here's the cool part. What would it cost you to go out and build a website, to have a CRM, a customer relationship manager, to manage the clients, to hook up a merchant account? All of this is point and click, to build the websites, to create the whole funnel of where people will go, the client path, your opt-in registration pages. What would that cost? Well, it cost us over $1 million to build it. But here's the thing. We're offering this at $1,164 for the year. We're charging $97 a month. But because you're here during the launch, before this closes, you're gonna see how you get an entire year of this for free, okay? So we'll talk about that, but think about that. Think of what it would cost. This is your operating system, and you're gonna get an entire year of it for free. The second part, I wanted to make sure you weren't left behind, okay? Because here's what I know. You could go to a foreign country. I think Tony said this the other night. Learn a language for a month, you immerse yourself, and then what happens? If you don't speak it, if you learned it in high school, learn it in college, learn it and while you're on a mission or whatever it is, you come back. If you don't speak it on a regular basis, you lose it. So we wanted to make sure you didn't lose your momentum. We want to make sure you stay in the game. And right here in this room, every month I do my Inner Circle live training on next level marketing, mindset, and momentum. It is absolutely insane. It is incredible because I'm out there learning and doing every single month, and I come back with a topic that I know you need to keep you in the game, give you breakthroughs. When I find a marketing breakthrough, you get it. Mindset breakthrough, you get it. Scaling breakthrough, you get it. You get a whole year of that, and that sells for $1,164 for a year. That's what it sells for. But again, we're wrapping this all together. I know we're already at $7,328 in value. All right, here's bonus number 3. Now this one's so cool, because so many of you asked last year, and this is kind of next level stuff. This could be something you put on the shelf, or if you're in this game, it's something you're gonna want right away. People asked about communities, podcasts, on stage, and building your first small following. So here's what we did. We went and got the best. We got Stu McLaren. Stu gets 35 grand for a day consulting. We know, we had him for a day consulting. He's the best building communities. Remember one of those options were communities? If you wanna build a community, Stu McLaren's the guy that showed you. He built a mini course for you. You want to do a podcast? John Lee Dumas, he's been around. He's like the OG of podcasts. He's amazing. He built us a mini course on how to start and scale a podcast. Pete Vargas, you want to learn how to be on stage? He's your guy. That guy gets $40,000 a day consulting. He does. He built a little mini course, how to do online stages and in-person stages. And Rachel Miller, she's known for getting your first 100 raving fans. So we decided to grab her and say, love what you do, Rachel. Teach our KBB people. This is a bonus. This alone, again, is worth the price of the course. You want this no matter what. Okay, we're still building. We didn't put a price on that because we've never sold it. But priceless is the word for that. And then to make sure you graduate, to make sure this is the course you go all the way through, to gain all the capabilities, we're just doing something really simple. We didn't do this last year, and we had the highest graduation rate, the highest success rate of any course I've ever created, anyone I've ever seen. But we want to make sure you graduate. So I got with my team, and we created a 6-week curriculum. We're going to go live every Thursday, starting, I think, on March 11th. And we're going to walk you through each section. So if you have a little bump or you don't understand, we solve it live. We solve it so you can keep going, so you finish the course and enter the digital economy. Enter the knowledge industry. And on week 7, we're going to do a blowout party celebration online, virtual celebration, graduation, pulling you through. And then I'm going to do a special training to take you from that 7 weeks and where you go to that next level. This is, listen, we don't want anybody left behind. And I want to tell you, the reason I'm so passionate about self-education, and the reason Tony is too, is because I was an inch away from being left behind. I'm just being honest. I didn't go to college. I didn't have money. I didn't have great mentors. And when I found Tony and other self-education, it saved my life. When I look back, the foundation of all my success was because I learned from other people who are already doing it. I don't want anybody left behind. You get in this course, we're not leaving you behind. We're not going to leave you on the sidelines. We're going to keep you engaged. And of course, I mean, we didn't put a price on this. Again, it's priceless. The other thing that's an incredible byproduct, we didn't even see it coming last year, is being a part of the community, where it's people supporting people. It's the greatest online community I've ever seen in my life. It's absolutely powerful. You're having a rough day, go to the community. You have a breakthrough, go to the community. You need some advice, you go to the community. We do live trainings in there every single week. Now can you see, I hope if you're still with us right now, you got to see how this works. I hope I gave you some tactical takeaways on how to figure out that niche, how to use the art rather than the science, how to narrow it down, how to create an operating system so this is your business. This is working for you. That's how you start on Monday. That's how you make this real in your life. And then the other stuff is the support so you don't give up on yourself. The support so you're not left behind. The support so when you have a problem, you get it fixed. This is why we push you and pull you through the course. And that's what it really is. It's all the capabilities, it's your implementation tool, and it's the support to make it real. Listen, when you add all this up, it's $7,328, but during the launch, you can get the entire thing, the entire 6-module course to extract it, share it, market it, run it with the mindset that'll blow your mind. You get a year's worth of the software that'll be your operation guide. It'll be your operating product and service to make it real in your life, your implementation tool. You get a year working with me. You get the 6 weeks training to make sure you graduate. The 7th week that we celebrate, and we're doing all that live in the Facebook community. You also get the bonus package on how to do podcasting on stage and your first 100 people. I mean, it's amazing, and building communities. You get the whole thing tonight. And before this launch closes, and it closes in less than a week, for $1,997 or 4 payment of $597. And I think my team just gave me a note. We put a PayPal option on the page. And what you do to get enrolled is click the link below and be a part of this before it's gone. Of course, we have an unconditional money-back guarantee if it's not the greatest thing you've ever been a part of. And if this is your first course, if it doesn't completely blow your mind, just give us a call. No questions. We want you in this because you love it. And again, the cool part, you might have saw us on the live at the last minute before we went on. Tony says, I want to give everybody the ultimate edge. That's a $229 course. It is truly the greatest personal development course that's ever been created. So if your belief system goes the wrong way, you start questioning yourself, you're having a tough time, this is the course you pop in. It's on audio, it's digitized, it's amazing. It sells for $229, and you have the opportunity to get it for free during the launch. Guys, I'm so glad. I said I was gonna go an hour. It's been 61 minutes, an hour and 1 minute. I hope you got so much, I hope we shared so much valuable information so you could see yourself and you don't get left behind. You don't miss out. Like I started this, I know the frustration of feeling like you see all these other people, sometimes like kids, like how are they doing it? How are they making money? How are they making impact? How do they look like they're making money, I should say? How do they look like they're building legacies? The frustration and the hurt comes when you don't know how to do it. This is how. This is what KBB is all about. And this is why I wanted to come on here, because if I don't do the best I possibly can to get you to raise your hand and be a part of this, I did you a disservice, and I don't want you to be left behind. I want you to be a part of this. I want you to love it. And here's the final piece right here. $7,500 worth of value. You'll never get, just so you know, only during this launch, you'll never get a year's worth of the software. The 6-week training, that starts live, right? You won't be able to get that. You'll never get this price. You'll never get all these bonuses. And if you're still here, we'd love to have you a part of the community. So click the link below or go to kbbcourse.com. I'm so excited that we were able to spend some time together tonight. Love to see you inside the Facebook group. You get enrolled tonight, go right into the Facebook group, and we'll see you there. In fact, let's play a quick little clip here of people that are already in. While they're doing that, get enrolled. Click below.
I have my MBA, and there is more business information than in my entire MBA, and I'm totally blown away by its simplicity, its brilliance, its easy-to-use model, and the phenomenal amount of information packed into it. It is worth every single penny.
Each module, each video in that module by itself was a transforming, life-changing event for me.
You have to become someone that you've never been to fill a position that you've never had.
It'll make a huge impact, not just to you personally, but you're looking to make a huge impact on the world. I can already see that it's going to make a big impact on my life.
And I'm just so excited, and I feel really, really empowered, because I do believe everything Tony and Dean are teaching, which is we're meant to play a bigger game, and we have to stop keeping ourselves a secret.
I've invested over $100,000 into my education over the last few years, but let me tell you, the second I started digging into KBB, everything changed. I legitimately got my first $1 million idea within the first module. Like, I was freaking out.
It has changed my life so much. I already have a Zoom call lined up with 5 prospective clients.
Let me tell you, this course, the Knowledge Business Blueprint, is literally a gift from heaven. It's exactly what I needed. Just the first module where Tony goes in deep on the mindset and momentum and taking inspired action, just with that alone, I mean, you're gonna just crush it.
It had such a great impact on my life. I never felt this way, never.
The strategy that you taught on how to sell without really selling, that's what we're going to use to sell my high-end coaching programs. I know it's worked for a lot of great people, and I know it's going to work for me. So that's number 1 thing that we're implementing in my organization.
All right, I was gonna leave, but Jeremy said there was too many good questions, so I'm gonna answer like 6 or 7 of the top questions for you guys. Thank you for tonight. I feel so good. I feel the comments that came in, I took a break and looked at all your comments. Thank you. I'll look at all your comments tonight. Let me know what your favorite part is. Let me know if this cleared the road so you can enter the digital economy, so you're not gonna be hurt by being left behind. That was my whole goal tonight. I wanted you to see what we created. If not, we're doing you a massive disservice. Okay, Jeremy, I will answer these questions. Lindsay asked, do I have to know my niche and superpower before, or will KBB walk me through? Of course you don't. I did it quick on the board. You know what I love? Last year, so many people had faith in us, and this year too, and got enrolled with not having any idea what their superpower is. And we've seen people go in and go, I have a heart to serve. I want to be in this industry. I want to have success, but I'm not sure what to do. And we have the wisdom extractor process. We ask you strategic questions that we created that get you to think of, like with me, why is personal growth good for me? I was the real estate guy. I was the car guy. No, because I found a way to overcome obstacles. I found a way to shut up the inner villain and create an inner hero. I found a way to obsess on solutions. I found a way to gain confidence in a moment and change my state of mind. We ask the strategic questions so we find your superpower. And if you go through the process and go, I don't think I have one yet, but I love this niche, then we teach you how to find that and be the reporter or build a community around it. Yes, KBB walks you through all of that. Sean asked, how do we know what website to use? Because it's our best pages inside Mindmint. We took the best of the best. There's not a bad page in there. Just pick the colors you want, pick the style you want, pick the layout you want, pick something that fits you. But everything in there are pages that we've used or modeled or found out to be the most successful. That's why we spent all the big money and the time and energy. Robin asked, how do I know what to teach the full-time at my event? Oh, that's a really good question. I think so many people think, I gotta have 2 days worth of content. I want you to think about this. I'm going to let you in a little bit, Robin, on the Story Teach tool. The story. So I could tell a story if I was talking about the winning state of mind. I could tell a story on how things weren't working out. The deal wasn't going to go through. And I found this confidence. I walked out of the conference room and I found this confidence. And I went back in the conference room and I listened and I observed and I listened to what their pressure points were. I listened to what they wanted, what they feared, what they desired. And I was able to close this. I'm making this up. I was able to close this deal. And that's how I learned to negotiate under pressure. I closed the deal. It was an $18 million deal. I'm making all this up. Everybody would be like, okay, what was that thing you learned? So that was the story. Now you just teach. Okay, what I did when I was there, instead of just blah, blah, blah using my mouth, I listened to what everybody wanted and needed. And I was able to overcome their fears and give them some of their desires. And we found a matching point and boom, and you teach, right? I'm making that up. And then you do a tool, you anchor it in. Okay, I want you to take a lesson right now and go write down the 5 things you did. When you do that, that's an hour and 15 minutes Story Teach tool. You do that once in the morning, it's break time. You do another one, it's lunch. Do 2 more, your day's over, right? I'm not trying to oversimplify it, and I don't want to even give too much because the KBB course walks you through that process. And this is the part where you start off, Robin, and going, I don't know what to teach. And you're done, you're like, oh, damn, I want to teach right now. Like, get people in front of me right now. That's the transition. That's just it. That's the difference of insecurity, not knowing, to having the confidence to say, I'm making this real. And listen, Tony and I got 60 years in this. If you ever watch that guy at his events, we put our best knowledge together to make this real. Kelly asked, how do you make confidence 100 times, what is that? How do you make confidence 100K so easy? So easy. Look, oh my God, I thought it was 100K. Sorry. How do you make confidence look so easy? Listen, because right now, I want to tell you, what I shared today, I was practicing. I'll be honest with you, if I just said, hey, I just come up here and winged it, I was thinking how I could deliver massive value to you in an hour. That was my whole goal. How can I give you 3 huge takeaways? How can I show you should be a part of KBB? And here's what I know. You know why I'm confident right now? Because I don't feel like I'm selling you. I feel like I'd be screwing you over if you don't get enrolled in KBB. That's just the way I feel. I know what this course does. I see the results. I'm inside the Facebook group on a daily basis. I see the stacks of graduates. I see the wins coming in nonstop in 150 countries. I see that the more people that are in, the more this grows, the more we make self-education the new norm, and the more everybody should be a part of it. That's what I see. So when I come here now, I can talk from my heart. There's no teleprompter, there's no scripts, because I know I can change your life. When you're that confident, and that's the journey, KBB, that's the art. The science we teach you, but when you bring in the art, all of a sudden your confidence goes to another level. And here's the part I want you to know. You don't have to be me. You don't have to be Tony. You don't have to be Jenna Kutcher or Russell Brunson. You just got to be the best version of you. When I first started, do you think I was this good on camera? I was horrible. I had cotton mouth. I was scared. But you know what people saw? They saw I was being real. And I still did really well. And it was because of authenticity, and we teach you that. And how cool is it to just be yourself and be able to impact lives? One pay, oh yeah, there's a 1 pay, a 4 pay, plus yes, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, and yes, there's a PayPal option. Did I miss anything on that? Matt asked, how long do I get access to the KBB course? For life. It's yours. Lifetime access. Are you kidding? Absolutely lifetime access, but here's the cool part. You can have access to that course in a few minutes by clicking the link below or going to kbbcourse.com. There's one thing I forgot to. So remember this, one final thing. Bring up that slide really quick now that I'm here. you get the Knowledge Broker Blueprint course. All 6 steps, mindset, tactics, strategies from people that are doing it, show you the blueprint, then the implementation tool, your operating system to run this and manage it. You get a year's worth of training from me. You get the mini course bundle on how to understand all of those pieces and podcast and on stage, all those bonuses. You get the 7 weeks to next level where we walk you through each week for 6 weeks to make sure you graduate, get your questions answered. And the last part is the 7th week party, and you get tonight's bonus is the ultimate edge. You could take that down, Mike. Yes, that legit. I believe the value is way over $7,000 if you really put it together. But tonight, you can get it all for $1,997 or 4 payment of $597. And guess what I forgot? I forgot this the first night. I forgot it tonight. Is we were going to surprise you, but I'm going to show you. We didn't do this last year. Look at that cool box. We're going to send you a box of some goodies. Maybe I shouldn't even show you what's in here. Oh, let me see. We're giving you a cool little cup, maybe a journal. I'm not going to show you. It's a surprise, but for the first time ever, we're mailing you out a box to say thank you. All right, that's it, guys. I went 1 hour and 12 minutes because Jeremy gave me questions, but I hope those questions solved some of your questions or answered some of your questions, and I appreciate you spending time with us. I hope you see your entrance into this incredible industry that you get to serve from your heart, impact people's lives, make a difference, and simultaneously have some kick-ass success in your life in an industry growing like this. Don't be left behind. Don't have envy of other people doing it. Most people aren't even doing it as good as what you would learn inside this course. You know what the best revenge is? Success. Get the training, get the capabilities, take massive action, make it real, and let everybody say, I don't hear what she's saying because I can see what she's doing. All right, click the link below or go to kbbcourse.com and I will see you inside the Facebook group.